Hello, welcome back, guys. How you guys doing today? Hi, your Charles and myself. We're back on another episode of Talk Football Live, week 34. How you guys doing? Welcome back.
Great, great, great. Always ready to talk football.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
Good to be back. All right, all
Well,
right,
I,
all
I
right.
was here. Good to have you guys back.
Yes.
We're
I
back.
was on travel. I was on travel myself, so we're glad to be back. We're glad to return to the wonderful show, the ABC crew on Talk Football Live. So, viewers, please, we appreciate you. We appreciate your, viewership and followership. Continue to like, subscribe, and
Yep.
share the links, with your friends and families and everyone that you know. We need to keep growing the audience, so please help us to continue to grow the audience. All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at the fixtures for week 34. There are quite few, interesting games. The league is wrapping up. I
Yep.
believe most teams have between 4 to 5 games to go. So we're definitely very, very close to the end of the league. And yeah, and there will be the World Club Cup also coming up in sometimes around June, July. So all right. Anyway, let's focus on what we need to focus on today. Ayo, would you like to bring up the fixtures?
For sure, let's do it.
Yeah. And let's see where Chelsea is. Okay. Oh,
Let's game.
You and Chelsea, your
I have
favorite.
it. I
yeah,
have the table up as well. If you want to confirm that they're
yeah,
outside the
man. Yeah, what
Champions
is
League places.
Chelsea? Okay, so
Yeah,
okay, because
outside.
they're
Yep,
outside of Europe, European qualification. That's
yep.
awesome. I think they should stay that way. Charles, what do you think? Would you like Chelsea?
What's your question exactly? What do I think about what?
Are you okay with where Chelsea is currently on the table, or would you like them to move up and probably make a
Are
really
you
big?
okay where Arsenal is, or would you like them to move to spot?
I would definitely like them to move up, but I know it's impossible. So I've answered your
Okay. Well, unlike you, I would like them to move up, and I know it's possible. I'll,
question.
I'll keep the faith alive, or the hope alive.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess this will speak into that question. So, well, fortunately, unfortunately, the first game is Chelsea, and I'm not giving that to you, Charles. So I'm going to give that to Ayo. Ayo, Chelsea Everton prediction
2-2 draw.
2 to draw.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
Charles, you said wow. So I will give you a chance to respond. Why?
I mean, I'm just surprised that you had exactly had that already in the back before you even asked. Um,
Okay.
I actually think Chelsea. I think we can beat Everton. Because I've been seeing some spark. I mean, at some point when I talk to my Chelsea fan friends when watching the game, they make comments like, "Do these guys know we're fighting for something? Do these guys know we're trying to get into Europe?" For the first time in a few weeks, I saw them play like they know. Not just last week,
Mm,
but even against Ipswich, when we're 2 goals down and they came back from 2 goals to 2-2. I
mm,
saw that desire, I saw that hunger that these guys know they are nothing is secure for them and they need to perform. I saw that against Fulham last weekend and I was very, very impressed. So I hope the momentum continues. I believe the momentum will continue. And as long as we have something to fight for, I mean, it's a difficult, they're like 3, 4 teams fighting for 2 spots, or about 5 teams fighting for 2 spots. But long story short, I believe we can beat Everton. Everton, I don't think they are really fighting for anything, although they tend to try and mess up other teams' fortunes sometimes. But I definitely believe Chelsea can take this. I don't expect a clean sheet because we've not really been the best at doing that. So I'm going to say a 3-1 prediction for Chelsea.
mm.
3-1 prediction. That's bold. Anything is possible in the game of football. So yeah, I do have a question for you though. What does winning the Conference League? Where does that get you? Does that get you Europa qualification? I
Yep.
don't think it gets you Champions League. It gets you Europa
Get
qualification. Is that right?
Europa, automatic Europa. So winning Conference League is not really, as a Chelsea fan, for me, winning Conference League is not really a priority. It is a priority just to brag. Because if we win Conference League, we'll be the first team in history to have all 3 European Cups: Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League. But that's just a flex. That's not really the most important thing. The most
Okay.
important thing is to get back into the Champions League. So winning Conference League and making top 5 will be a dream come true. That's what we're
Okay.
looking
So Ayo, Ayo,
Mhm.
I'm coming to Ayo. Would
Yeah.
you not describe this as a progress? A season you played Conference League, and the
Mhm.
next season you play Europa, then you can aspire to play Champions League in upcoming seasons. I mean, isn't that a progression? A
That's
progression.
progress. Yeah.
That's progress, right?
I
Okay.
definitely consider that progress. Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Considering,
asking,
as Charles
you
said,
know,
they're
asking,
building, right? Right, Charles? Like you've been saying, we're building something. We're
yeah,
building.
yeah, but there's progress, there's exponential progress. I mean, why
Mm.
jump from 1 to 2 when you can jump from 1 to 5? So the truth is, yeah, from Conference League to Europa League is definitely progress, but is that really the progress we desire? Especially if we have the chance to get to Champions League, why not take it? Mediocrity is
We're,
not for us.
we're spending some time on Chelsea, considering we're
Yeah,
just here
yeah, I
for
know.
predictions. But I do have a question for you, Charles. Right?
Bring it up.
So I want to get your honest opinion of the teams in the league this season. Do you think Chelsea belongs in the top five when you look at the caliber of teams that are currently vying for those top five places? Do you honestly believe Chelsea belongs in that group
Honest opinion.
this season?
Honest opinion.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so, and I'll tell you why I think so.
Hmm.
Um, so one of the reasons is because we've been in the periphery all season long. Was second at some point, drop to third, drop to fourth. That doesn't that doesn't guarantee anything. But because of that, I think we deserve to be in it. I think we are one of those teams that should be in it. Now, let me go. Another point is, Nottingham Forest can say yes, they've also been in there. They are still there right now, so they deserve it also. But if you look at the teams fighting for it,
Hmm.
and this is just me going off just my personal opinion.
Hmm.
The guys that historically make it are Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea. Then we can talk
Hmm.
about like Manchester United and co. So between Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea, I think we do deserve it. And now, like you said, we are building, we're coming back. New owners, last 2-3 years, things are so like recently we've not been there. But what's that? What's this?
I take some exception to the fact that you included Chelsea in the four because when last did you actually play in the Champions League?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I just made a statement saying new owners 2-3 years ago. So
Okay.
we are, but it's still very recent. We still won Champions League 4 years ago, 2021. We just won the Champions League 2021 before this whole thing, the whole takeover happened. So the point I'm trying to make, historically, if you look at the teams in the top 8 right now, and you talk
Hmm.
about the big 6, the big 4, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, and Aston Villa are not usually there. It's
Fair.
Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea, and then we'll talk about likes of Man U and co. Even Spurs used to be top 6 before we talk about Aston Villa and co. So those are the reasons why I think we deserve to be there. And the fact that we still have a chance, and you're talking to a Chelsea fan, I'm never gonna say we don't. Honest opinion or not.
We will find out in a few weeks.
Yeah,
All your permutation
Naba,
and combination, we will find out in a few weeks.
in a
I like
month.
to go back
Yep.
to the fixtures.
yes.
Ayo.
All right. Let's do that.
3-1, Charles, 2-2 draw, Ayo.
So
You
four
guys
goals.
both
4 goals.
predicted 4 goals, but you kind of,
I'm still
split it.
disappointed I predicted such, but it's okay.
Okay.
We'll talk. We'll
Eh?
talk.
Charles, Brighton, West Ham.
Brighton, West Ham. Usually giving this to Brighton. I think Brighton, at the back of their minds, still believe they can make some form of Europe, and I'm not saying they can't. I think they can. Some form of Europe, Conference League, or Europa. So I'm giving it to Brighton. I also saw the way they played the last game. I think there's something there. So I'll give it to Brighton. I'm not really going to, there's no point giving a score line. I just think they're going to get the 3 points.
We don't have the time tonight, but maybe one next. I really wanted to talk to you guys about the former coach of Brighton, and his name is skipping me right now.
Graham Potter?
Versus
Deserve.
Dezabi.
Oh,
Thank you.
deserve it.
Dezabi versus Otzela. And I just wanted to get your take. Has Otzela done better than what? I mean, Dezabi left. I think he was fired. He kind of said he was leaving. I don't. Otzela, I like him, young guy. I think he has a future. He's good. But I
Yeah.
don't think he's done better than Dizabi, but that's another
Nope.
that's a conversation for another day. So
I can answer that easily. I
okay,
think
go ahead.
the phrase of done better, and I had this conversation with a friend 2 days ago, an Arsenal fan friend who actually thinks Arteta, regardless if Arteta doesn't even win Champions League, he still deserves Manager of the Year, EPL Manager of the Year over slots. And I told him, when it comes to players, there are so many things you look out for: dribbling style, goal scored, assists, defenders tackles, clean sheets, things like that. Even if a player plays in a team and doesn't win a trophy, you can look at so many other things to say this player did good. For a manager, it's trophy or bust. So you're either going to win or you don't win. So what I'm trying to go back to is where you stand at the end of the season is what matters who did better. Deserby's best season, Antolat's best season, Graham Potter's best season. Who was the highest gets the vote on my side. That's how I see it. For managers, it's where you stand, trophies you won, or that's not.
But the way I see it, when you replace something, right? You replace something because you want a better result, right?
Yes.
You want something better than the last one. So Ottila got them to Hero. They didn't. Sorry, Dizabi.
Deserby did.
Right. Did he leave? I don't really have the full story why he left. Did he leave because he felt like they sold the key players that made up his team, which is a practice by Brighton. They know how to get this very cheap and excellent talent, and they sell them to make money, and that's how they run the club. So maybe it was no longer fitting into the vision of the club, and they felt like they needed a change. I don't know, but like I said, I don't really want to go into that topic. I think it's bigger than now. But Ayo, do you have something else to say?
No, I think we can save that conversation for
All right, Ayo, back to you. Newcastle Ipswich.
Yeah, Newcastle, uncharacteristically, I would say, considered 4 goals against Villa the other day, and it could have been a worse result, which is shocking considering how Newcastle had been playing. I think up until that point, they had 13 wins from their last 17 in the league, which is an incredible run in the league. And for them to lose that game by 4-1 was serious, to say the least. I would think they will win this game against Ipswich. I'm expecting them to bounce back. I would say maybe a 2-0 or 3-1 win in this game.
Okay. You said 3-1?
Yes.
So you see a go for Ipswich?
Possible, yeah.
Okay. All right. I think you said something about worst defeat, but I think they lost 4-0 to Man City, right?
No, I didn't say it was the worst defeat.
Okay.
I just said it was a terrible result considering their recent form.
Yeah, it was. But I just remember that there is one that was worse.
Oh, sorry.
4-0 to Man City. But by the way, I'm happy they lost. I just felt like their momentum needs to stop.
Their loss will affect you, yet you want them to.
No, it could. Again, the second place is not guaranteed. So Arsenal needs to pick up 9 more points to secure that.
I think you'll find, Joe.
No, they really need to. It could change. See, the way that table is, it could change. Like,
If
it
it
can
change,
really, things
Arteta,
can change a lot.
he needs to apologize to the fans.
Right? So, anyway, Southampton, Fulham. Charles.
Like we always say, what's the point of predicting Southampton? I mean, they got a draw last weekend, though. Let's not forget that. But
they've been doing okay recently.
Yeah, I explained this thing to you guys 3 weeks ago, right? And probably maybe it's making sense to you now. When teams have been confirmed relegated, honestly, they play with free spirits. They carry, like, you just go there and enjoy and have fun. You know what I mean?
So you think Ipswich can upset Newcastle?
No.
Yeah, confirmed
Okay.
relegated.
No. Leicester and Southampton have been confirmed.
Oh, no, Ipswich is not confirmed yet.
Ipswich
Ipswich is
has
not
not
confirmed
been
yet.
confirmed.
I mean, it's a matter of time. They know they're going down.
It will be tough for Newcastle because Ipswich feels like they stand a chance and they can bring maybe West Ham or Tottenham back into the conversation. I don't know
So
if
for Ipswich to not be relegated this weekend, West Ham have to lose, and Ipswich have to win.
Yeah,
I think they will be relegated this weekend.
And they're
so
playing
there's a chance that Brighton can beat. There's a chance that Brighton can beat West Ham.
There's a chance
There's a
West Ham.
chance Ipswich also beats Newcastle.
No, they could get a draw just to keep the hope
It
alive.
won't be enough.
I
It
don't,
won't
but
be
they
enough.
get a draw and keep pushing it out.
No, a draw won't be enough. They have to
They
win.
need to win.
Would a draw confirm them relegated?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So the way the league stands at the moment, it's 15 points, right, with 5 games to go. So West Ham would need to stay at 36. They would need to climb up to 24, which means they win. And then with 4 games to go, 12 points, it wouldn't be confirmed.
Yeah.
The chances of that are very slim, considering who they're both playing this weekend.
Considering they're playing at the same time, though, we can't really predict how Ipswich should step up. So
I don't think it matters. I think Brighton aren't playing very well at the moment. Neither are West Ham, to be honest. But
Yeah,
I don't see
Brighton are
West
playing
Ham
well. They haven't won
losing
in the last-
and Newcastle also losing.
Yeah.
miracles happen. But anyways, going back to Southampton.
These games will be interesting though. Since
Very,
they're
very,
all for
very,
something.
very.
So Southampton, what's your prediction, Charles?
My prediction is Fulham wins. I mean, thinking about what you said, teams that are already confirmed relegated can step up, but I don't see how much stepping up they can do. Fulham is actually on a reasonable run of form. Yeah, Chelsea beat them last weekend, which I was actually very impressed with. But I think they do have something to offer, and I don't think Southampton does. So Fulham win.
Okay. Wolves.
Why you?
Oh my god.
Ayo, take that
Yes,
one.
sir.
Ayo, what's your prediction?
For which game?
The one you're highlighting right now.
Biodun, you sure you don't want to take this one?
You want me to take it? Okay,
Yes,
let me take it. So
Yes, please.
Wolves has been very, very. They've done very well. They like what's the coach again?
Biodun, sorry to cut you off. Remember, teams that are already confirmed relegated tend to step up. Keep going.
Yes, not this one. Not the folks that they don't know how to score. Like I said, I stay on my
Sorry,
point.
keep something in mind as you make this prediction. Wolves are the form team in the league at the moment. They have
Yes.
5 straight wins.
That's what I wanted to say. So, and they went to Man United and they got another win, right? They will devour this team, even though this team has foxes. So this is like wolves against foxes. These
Wolves
foxes,
bigger.
these
Wolves
foxes
are
will not
bigger.
show up. They will be like cats. So they will show up as cats. They will be devoured. By the time the game is over, that circle, that round thing,
We'll be missing a fox.
There will be no foxes.
So, guys, do you think Van Nistelrooy stays?
No, it's okay. So this is the news that I heard this week, and I don't know if you've heard that as well. They wanted to fire him, but the team is struggling financially, and they're looking at the clause and how much they need to pay him to get him fired, and they don't want to do that. So they've decided I will stay for the rest of the season. What happens after the season, I don't know. He might leave. They might find a way to do that, but there is no confirmation that it's going to go with them into the championship. They are struggling, and even when they hired him because they were looking at some other managers and they could not afford them, but they could afford him. And I actually thought about that he was desperate for a break. He needed something for a breakthrough, and it took the negotiation like whatever they offered. I knew that before I even had the fact. So yeah, so he's going to stick around for the rest of the season. Okay, I think Wolves takes this one. It will be a shocking result for them not to. They are in form. They are above relegation. They want to stay above relegation. They want to be the next season for the new coach to really work with them and get the team going. So, yeah. All right.
You know what's funny? Tonight I planned to have a shocker prediction. It would have been good for it to be this one, Leicester Wolves, but nah.
Not this one.
I'll keep it for
Pick
now.
another one. Yeah. So Charles, is it Charles next?
No,
Yeah. It's me, because we skipped me.
Bournemouth, Man U, Ayo. Your favorite friend since his team.
Bournemouth versus Manchester United. I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw for that one as well.
Why
Gonna
is
go
that
with a
difficult
draw.
for you to predict? It's Man United. They lose. They win like once in
Man
like.
United have a way of
Man
showing.
United have been playing well recently. Let me see
I
what
don't
their
care if they
record
have
is.
been playing well. Have they been getting the 3 points when they need it?
That's the problem.
Okay.
Well,
They played well against Wolves. They didn't score,
Yeah.
yeah,
right? So again, Bournemouth has they need results. They don't have results, right?
yeah.
So they will try.
They've been
Yeah.
struggling during the period Justin Kluivert was injured,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
Going
I
So
back,
think they unfortunately got a red card in their last game as well. So
yeah.
yeah,
Okay. 1-1 draw. Charles,
yep.
Liverpool Spurs, the biggest game of the weekend. I think
that's
so.
the one.
Because
That's the one.
this is
That's the
where
one.
Spurs will be the guard of honor, right?
No,
No,
no. The
If
next
they
game,
win
if
this
Liverpool
game.
win this, the next team they play gives the guard of honor.
Okay.
If they
That's
win.
Chelsea. That's Chelsea.
yeah. So does a win in this game? A win in this game guarantees the league for Liverpool, right?
Yeah, I actually think it is Chelsea. You're
Yeah.
not serious, Biodun.
Yeah, it's Chelsea. Should be
Zion,
Chelsea. Yep.
It's Chelsea. Chelsea will do the guard of honor.
you gotta be kidding me.
That's the fixtures. Oh, why they para? He doesn't
Chelsea's
like
doing
it.
it, man.
Yeah, it'll be
Jesus Christ.
Chelsea.
At
Chelsea's
Stamford
doing
Bridge.
it, man. It's Stamford
At
It'll
Bridge.
be
We're
Stamford
doing
Bridge
it,
too.
man.
Well,
Yes, we're doing it, man.
let's come back home. My shock prediction was going to be Liverpool Spurs, and I was going to predict that Spurs would get a draw, so Liverpool doesn't win the league yet.
The draw is
Okay.
enough
But
because Arsenal drew
but
the Crystal Palace.
but
But you think they won that guard of honor at Stamford Bridge?
no, I don't think because guard of honor is not the issue. The point is because the way I see it, if Liverpool wins the league against Spurs, they don't need to play. They don't need to play too well against Chelsea. We can do
Okay,
guard
so
of
it's going to
honor.
help your European
We need the
qualification.
3 points because we still need to get yes, and so I'd rather Liverpool beat Spurs and then
Okay,
come lose to us.
that's another perspective. That's another way to
Because
look
if
at it.
Liverpool
Makes
ends
sense.
up losing to Spurs or tying with Spurs, they're gonna
They're
come hard
coming to you
against us.
for yeah.
So I'll give this Liverpool win. That was gonna be my
You're
shot.
afraid, you're afraid of Liverpool now.
Yeah, I don't want that smoke. But I actually think Liverpool they would prefer to win it on their home ground, which is
Yes.
where they're playing the Spurs. Because 2020, when they won the league 5 years ago, it wasn't the victory wasn't in their home ground. So they're gonna beat Spurs and take the guard of honor from Chelsea, but lose to Chelsea. That's how it's gonna go. But yeah, Liverpool win to Spurs. Spurs aren't playing as well, anyways. So let's go with that.
Okay.
So, do you guys think Angie wins the league this season?
Angie wins the league.
Sorry, wins a trophy. I meant to say.
Europa. Europa, you
I'll
mean?
say it the way I said about Arsenal for Champions League. If he gets into the final, he'll win it.
Okay.
If I'm saying it now on record, if Angie gets into the final,
Mhm.
actually, let's take it back. Any English team that gets into the final of any European competition, I'm rooting for them. Arsenal for Champions League, Man U or Spurs for Europa, Chelsea for Conference. Whichever English team gets in the final, I'm rooting for them. I think they're gonna win.
Is there? Do you know the part? Are they gonna meet Man U before final if Man U wins their game, or that will be two
No.
English
I
teams?
think they both meet each other in the final if they both win their semis.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So
So
unfortunately,
definitely
if they
an
go against
English
each
team.
other, I'll be neutral.
That would be crazy though.
Yeah. At least one English team should win an European Cup this year. At least one.
That'd be crazy because there's a chance
If
that
all three teams sweep.
Yeah, all three teams can be in the final. Yeah.
that'd be
All
crazy.
four. All four actually. All four teams can be in the final.
Oh, the outskirts. Okay, yeah, suburb. Okay,
Huh?
outskirts of Europe, suburb.
When we are agreeing, you have to go left.
All right. I believe
right.
this is the last game of the game week.
We have to take it away. This one is yours.
Nottingham Forest, Brentford. Okay, I will give it to Nottingham Forest because of the motivation for them to
Brentford
keep
have
their Champions
motivation.
League. to keep their Champions League spot. Brentford, I think the best they can get if things work out for them will be the seventh place to kind of make it to Europa or something,
And
right?
yes, that can, and so they have motivation too. That's my point.
No, actually, there is no reward for seventh unless somebody wins, like maybe FA Cup or something.
Yes.
So you have to be sixth.
No,
Is
not
it?
necessarily. So
No, I think you can be seventh. There's still conference league.
actually, I think the first
Oh,
eight
there's Conference
make
League,
it.
yeah.
The first 8
The
get
first
into Europe.
can make it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Brentford will try to maybe do that, but Nottingham Forest is playing at home. Chris Wood is back. Yeah,
I
I
actually
think
think Brentford will win this game.
I don't think so. I think Nottingham Forest will win this game, and that will kind of confirm their top 5. I know what you're saying because I know you're trying to create a space for Chelsea. I get
No,
you.
no,
I
no.
see you. I
Actually,
get your
this
feelings,
time,
but yeah.
let me explain. Let me explain. This time, I'm not. I have watched Brentford's games, and I watched their last game. I actually think Brentford has something, and I don't think Nottingham Forest is in the best form right now, even though they won their last
No,
game.
they just beat Spurs. I mean, you might say Spurs is crap this season, but they just beat Spurs at home.
But did you watch the game though?
I did.
Okay.
They held on. They held on.
That's my point. What I'm trying to tell you is this: if you look at their forms on paper, Brentford actually no. Well, would I say on paper? If you watch their games, Brentford are actually on better form. Nottingham Forest is like just scraping through. Now, I'm not saying they can't beat Brentford, but I'm saying for these two guys, when they face each other, I think Brentford has the upper hand. And because they're both fighting for something, it's going to be a very interesting game. But I think Brentford can take it.
Okay. I mean, both teams are kind of on the same level, but we'll see. But I think Nottingham Forest is a bit better.
This is the form.
Yeah, but I mean, so far,
3 wins and 2 losses.
they're definitely better.
You see,
2
that's
wins
your
and 2 draws.
Draw, win. See that?
Will be very interesting.
Yeah. All right.
Is in a better form. Anyways, good chatting with you guys. It's always fun talking to you and having you. You know, we can go on and on and on and on for the rest of the night, but we have got to come to an end. And let our viewers watch, enjoy the videos so that we can go prepare for the next episode. Any last word from you guys?
No, looking forward to the last few games of the season. Take a well-earned summer break, but there'll be Premiership teams, playing all summer. I think there are different competitions going on. The Club World Cup. I think there are 4 teams coming to play in the summer series in the US as well.
In the US, yep.
It'll be an exciting summer. I'm looking forward to the transfer window, which always keeps us occupied in the summer.
It will be, but I remember there are so many games before summer. Europe, right? Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, all those who have to wrap up. Copa del Rey,
Premier League,
all these many games. Yeah. So things will happen, just so you know. And there are times where some people will just catch injury. Then the season will be over, and that's when we start talking about transfer market. So it'll be
talking about transfer market though. News came out today that Chelsea have created 5-man shortlists, if that's how they say it.
What do you want to use them for? Where are they playing?
No, for strikers. There are 5 strikers at Chelsea.
That's what I'm saying. Why are you wasting your time? Why is Chelsea spending and wasting money? Why are you buying clothes that there's no party to?
What does shortlist for Chelsea even mean? You guys don't
department, and you know this. Just like you
have like 40. What happened to the 44 players?
Don't worry about that.
That's my point, because we know they're going to sign another 10 or so this summer again.
Yeah, but
so what's the point of a shortlist?
We're signing a McQueen striker this summer.
Just bring all of them.
Point is,
that's how you do. Just
bring
Sorry, guys. We both need to sign a striker, Chelsea and Arsenal. You understand?
Again,
and some of the strikers we have on our list are the strikers you want too.
So we're getting Gyökeres. Bro. I don't know who you have in this, but we're getting Gyökeres.
I won't tell you yet.
We shop differently.
Yeah.
Bro, we shop differently. Don't stop bringing us into the conversation. Anyway, guys, I don't think you want to enjoy our banter. We can give it that. We do that offline. Off the same. We just don't show you, but there's a lot of banter that we do as well. So anyway, thank you again. Have a wonderful night. Thank you guys for joining. Our viewers continue to like, share, subscribe.
As usual.
Thank you. We'll see you
Share with
next time.
loved ones
Bye-bye.
and non-loved
Bye.
ones.